Alright, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh Shemi and Shai. I give double honor to the apostles of Great Millstone that do well. Salutations to the men of the Hopeful and Sensei elect. This is Brother Makazar from the Trinidad camp. Just want to do a little edification for the elect's sake. And the name of this lesson would be A Nation of Priests. I want to say a nation of priests. Now, we all know the priests, their job was actually, not only to do sacrifices, but also to do the work pertaining to the tabernacle of the Lord, the house of the Lord. And since he made us a nation of priests, then we here in these last days, we also are to do the work of the priests. We also have duties to uphold as men of the Lord in this truth, building up pursuant to Hebrews chapter 8, that spiritual tabernacle that the Lord pitched and not man. All right. So therefore, no brother in the truth supposed to be inactive. All right. That is why the Lord said, as lively stones. We're not supposed to be inactive in this truth, doing nothing. This is Revelation chapter 1 and verse 6. And had made us kings and priests unto Yahweh and his Father. To him be the glory and dominion forever and ever. Amen. So the Lord made us kings and priests. All right. The Lord made us kings and priests. And as I said, as priests, we therefore have a job to do, seeing about the tabernacle of the Lord. The Lord tell Peter, feed my sheep. He told him that 3 times. And that is our main work. Our main job is to go out and feed the elect. Feed the elect. I will send you, Jeremiah 3 and 14, I will send you pastors according to my heart that would feed you with knowledge and understanding. All right? The Lord send men out in the field to reap. So therefore you have to go out and reap. You can't be inactive. You can't just come out to the works and just standing there and minding your own business. And then when it's time to go, you go. And after that is like you just, with the purpose of you being in the house of the Lord if you're not doing nothing? What's your purpose in the camp? What's your purpose in the house of the Lord as a priest of Yahweh Shemi Shai? What is your purpose? This is 2 Timothy chapter 4 and verse 5. It says, But watch thou in all things, endure afflictions, do the work of an evangelist, make full proof of thy ministry. So make full proof of it. Do it to your best. Yeah, guess what? Your ministry is to let's say express, like let me say, like when you go out and do the works, right? Let's say you are an evangelist, you are a speaker, make full proof of that. You are a reader, make full proof of that. You are the cameraman, make full proof of that. All right? You hold in post, make full proof of that. Do it to the best of your ability. All right? You are the cameraman, you make sure and be there early. You are a reader, make sure and read with conviction. Make sure and put some spirit and life into your reading. Pay attention to when the speaker is speaking so you can bring the right precept at the right moment. All right? You're the speaker. Hey, speak like your life depends on it. Speak with vigor, be passionate about it. Make full proof of it. All right? When you're doing videos, put your soul into researching and studying to do them videos. All right? Make full proof of your ministry. Do the works of an evangelist. The Lord called workmen out here to work in his house. He called us to be priests, and the priests back then had each had different jobs to do. All right? Some priests dealt with the Ark of the Covenant. There were priests that couldn't touch it. There were priests that dealt with the curtains. There were priests that dealt with the showbread. They had different offices. They had different offices in the priesthood. That is why they had what they call them. They called them orders, different orders. All right, they had different orders. All right, so you stand in your order and you do your duty. All right, don't do videos. You just barely come to works. All right, when it's time for the feast, you don't make no contribution towards the feast. All you're doing is just showing up, have a good time, and then you go home. You don't make no contribution. You don't know how the food come. You don't know how the drinks come. You don't know how the brothers reaching the feast or how they reaching home. You make zero contribution towards the feast. You make zero contribution towards the Lord's work in entirety. So what is your purpose? What is your purpose? All right? You have to find your purpose. This is Numbers chapter 4. And I'll be jumping around. This is verse 5. It says, and when the camp set it forward, Aaron shall come and his sons, and they shall take down the covering veil, and cover the ark of the testimony with it, and shall put thereon the covering of badger skin, and spread over it a cloth wholly of blue, and shall put it in staves thereof. So they put it in staves, then they would have other priests that would take it. It says, and upon the table of shewbread they shall spread a cloth of blue, and put upon thereon the dishes and the spoons and the bowls and the covers to cover withal, and continual bread shall be thereon. And they shall spread upon them a cloth of scarlet, and cover the same with the covering of badger skin, and shall put in staves thereof. And they shall take a cloth of blue, and cover the candlesticks and the light, and his lights, and his tongues, and his snuff dishes, and all the oil vessels thereof, wherewith they minister unto. And they shall put it in all the vessels thereof within a covering of badger skin, and shall put it upon a bar. And upon the golden altar they shall spread a cloth of blue, and cover it with a covering of badger skin, and shall put to the staves thereof. And they shall take the instruments of the ministry wherewith they minister in the sanctuary. All right, in the sanctuary. Put them in a cloth of blue, and cover with a covering of badger skin, and shall put them upon a bar. And they shall take away the dishes from the altar, and spread a purple cloth thereon. And they shall put upon it all the vessels thereof, wherewith they minister upon it, even the censers and flesh hooks, and the shovels and the basins, and all the vessels and the altar. And they shall spread upon it a covering of badger skin, and put to the staves thereof. And when Aaron and his sons have made an end to covering the sanctuary and all the vessels of the sanctuary, as the camp is set forward, after that the sons of Kohath shall come to bear it. So Aaron and his sons will cover the holy stuff, and then the sons of Kohath will come and take the stuff upon the staves. They couldn't touch the stuff. All they could have done was handle the staves. So now, you being in this truth, you have a duty as a priest of the Lord. You have a duty when it comes to the house of the Lord. So then do your duty. All right? And the sons of Kohath shall come and bear it, but they shall not touch any holy thing, lest they die. These are the burden of the sons of Kohath in the tabernacle of the congregation. All right? Verse 16. I'll jump a little down further. It says, this was the sons of Kohath, right? So the sons of Kohath will deal with that. Let me jump on to verse 24. All right, verse 24. It says, and this is the service of the family of the Gershonites to serve and for burdens. And they shall bear the curtains of the tabernacles and the tabernacles of the congregation, his covering, and the covering of badger skin that is above upon it, and the hanging for the door of the tabernacle of the congregation, and the hanging of the court, and the hanging of the door of the gate of the court, which is by the tabernacle, and by the altar round about, and their cords, and all the instruments of their service, and all that is made and all that is made for them, so shall they serve. So now these priests, they had a lot of things to do in the temple of in the tabernacle of the Lord. But then men just coming in this truth and want to do bare minimum. When I say bare minimum, they just come and they stand up on the highways and byways with their hands in their pockets, wouldn't even make so much contribution as to bring one precept. But then they're satisfied going home when they finish. They're satisfied going home when they finish. Verse 31. Verse 31. Let me see what verse 31 says. All right, verse 29. It says, and as for the sons of Merari, because three sons that were of Levi that were part of the priesthood was Gershom, Merari, and Kohath. And we saw that what Kohath did, and we saw what Gershom did. Now we hear Merari. All right? And Merari, so verse 29, we talk about Merari. So jump into verse 31. And this is the charge of their burden, and to all their service in the tabernacle of the congregation, the boards of the tabernacle, and the bars thereof, and the pillars thereof, and the sockets thereof, and the pillars of the court round about it, and their sockets, and their pins, and all with their cords, with all their instruments, and with all their service. By name ye shall reckon the instruments of the charge of their burdens. And this is the service of the families of the sons of Merari, according to all their service in the tabernacle of the congregation, under the hand of Itamar the son of Aaron the priest. All right? So this is what they had to do as men of the Lord. This is what they had to do as men of the Lord, as priests of the Lord in the tabernacle. They had a lot of work to do in the tabernacle. So don't come in this truth being a priest and want to do bare minimum. You don't want to do homework. You don't want to do the test. You don't want to come to class. You don't want to do nothing. And guess what? The tabernacle is not a place for you to just come and just take up space. It's for you to get active. It's for you to get active. All right? This is 1 Corinthians chapter 4 and verse 1. It says, let a man so account us as the ministers of Mashiach, and stewards of the mysteries of Yahweh. So we are stewards. All right. A steward is someone that is left to tend to the house. A housekeeper when the master is now around. So the Lord left us as stewards to take care of the temple of his house. It says, moreover, it is required in stewards that a man be found faithful. The Lord had to come and find you tending to his flock. You can't just, drinking and eating and then beating the servants. Now you have to make sure that everything run according to the Lord's will. As a priest of the Lord, you have a duty to do, so do it. You have to be found faithful. You have to be found faithful. All right? You have to be found faithful. There's the final precept here. This is Hebrews chapter 4 and verse 11. It says, let us labor therefore to enter into that rest. You have to live, you have to work. Let us labor therefore to enter into that rest, lest any man fall after the same example of unbelief. So if you're not working, then you're showing unbelief and you're gonna fall. So you have to labor to enter into that rest. Just like the priest that stood in their order, you have to stand in that order. All right? Let me just prove that real quick. I think it's Luke chapter 1. I think it's in Luke chapter 1. Boom, 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 boom. Where is it? Just bear with me a second. Here's it. This is Luke chapter 1, verse 5. It says, there was in the days of Herod, the king of Judea, a certain priest named Zacharias of the course of Abia and his wife of the daughters of Aaron, and her name was Elizabeth. All right, so they call it course. All right, so different courses where as the Lord said, I think it was Merari, that basically Merari was responsible for holding the things to basically to build up the tabernacle. But he said that basically each son name had a particular thing to hold. So guess what? That would have come down in that lineage. All right. So you have to stand in your course. You have to stand in your course and do the work of a priest, do the work of an evangelist, and make full proof of your ministry. Make full proof of it. Do it to the best of your ability. Don't just come out here holding up space. All right. And with that, I hope it was edifying. I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh Shemi Al Shai. I want to give double honor to the apostles of great mercy and do rule well. Salutations to the men of the whole land, since elect. This is Marcus of Trinidad. Come saying shalom and stay strong. Shalom.